Get started. When you join, say hi. Let us know where you're watching from. There's a few people joining us here. Hi, Alexis. From New York. All right. Hi, Lori, Hannah. All right, everyone, we're going to go ahead and get started. We have a very special guest with us today. Chance is with us from Silver Lining Herbs, and he is going to talk to you about how to keep your horse's bones, ligaments, and tendons healthy and strong. Make sure if you have any questions to get those in the comments. Chance is here to answer them for you today. We also want to take this time to mention that at the end of this, around the end of this month, catalogs should be dropping. And we are going to have a special offer in that 10% off all Silver Lining products. So you'll want to take advantage of that when that comes out. And with that, Chance, we're going to turn it over to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, girls. I just love Valley Vet. Valley Vet's been a part of my life for I always look forward to having the catalog, looking through it and see all the goodies that you guys have on there. And you guys have been supporting Silver Lining Herbs for, gosh, maybe 8 years now or something like that. So love our relationship and love this opportunity to be on here. So I'd like to know in the comments if you are familiar with Silver Lining. I'd love for you to put yes, and if you're not, put no, just to kind of see what everybody is familiar with Silver Lining. But if you're not, we're a family-owned company. We've been in business for 22 years now, and it all started with the roots of Mickey Young. He is a 12-time NFR bareback rider, run up the world 3 times. His mom was a naturopath. His dad was a range rider for the BLM, and so he had a love of animals. His mom had a love of servicing and helping people, and his dad's job was to monitor the wildlife to know what kind of vegetation they're eating at what times of years. And so he kind of took his passion for livestock, for horses, took his mom's passion for holistic health and his dad's knowledge of holistic health as well, and he married them into Silver Lining Herbs. And what we're trying to do here is make it a variety of vegetation back to the horse. So whenever we invented fences 200 years ago or what have you, we started limiting the vegetation. And so horses couldn't go out there and just seek what they wanted when they wanted. You know, by instinct, horses would, go and eat dry stuff at certain times of the year. They would eat lush stuff at certain times of the year. But then we slowly over the years confined them a little bit more all the time. And now they're in, dry pens or stalls, and now whatever they get is only what we throw over the fence to them. And so what we try to explain to people, it's like, if I would only have a chicken breast and broccoli, I mean, I'd consider that a healthy meal. But if that's all I had every day for every meal, that wouldn't be a healthy meal anymore. I'd have certain excesses in my body, and I'd have certain deficiencies. And so the whole thing is trying to get a variety of vegetation back to these horses. And so what I explain to people, like if all of us, that are on this call right now together, go to a buffet, and we'd go through that buffet line, certain things are going to sound good to me today. And so I'm going to have a little bit extra. I don't know if I'm going to do kale because I want it, but I feel like it's the right thing to do. But I'm going to pick on certain things. And then the next day it's going to look a little different. And every day is going to be a little different because I'm listening to my intuition. And we've taken that away from the horses. So that's our goal here, is to give our horses what they need when they need it. Every one of our combinations has 8 to 12 different products in it in order to have that variety and look at the big picture. We're trying to get to the root of the issue with all of these issues and not chase symptoms. I think everybody's sick of it. Like they're sick of like getting when they're going to the doctor and having like go from one specialist to another specialist. Like just tell it to me straight. Be honest with me and like let's not worry about my symptoms and have all these different adverse effects that can happen from a medication. They just want to go to the root of the issue. Let's solve it. And the body's always trying to heal itself. We just got to make sure we give it the right things in order to do it. So that's what we're here. Herbs are the purest forms of vitamins and minerals. They're the easiest assimilated at the cellular level. And so that's why they work so well. And health is from the inside out. And so sometimes people think, well, herbs, you know, they take so long to work. Well, that health is happening from the inside out, and that takes time. But it's up to us on a daily basis to make those conscious decisions in order to be healthier. And so like it's like looking at our horses. Like true healthcare isn't just throwing a flake of hay over the fence and walking away. It's like, you know, what's going on with you? Like what are these subtle things are you doing? Like you usually nicker, you didn't nicker today. Like I need to inquire about that. Like why are you doing that? And so when we do that, then we can pick up on those things a lot sooner, and we can have a lot more longevity with our horses. You know, we say it all the time here. You can't change the life-death process, but you can change the quality of life. You know, horses are all born one day, and unfortunately they die too, but they don't have to get sick and die. They don't have to get lame and be put down. Our objective is just to get old and that's have a high quality of life to the very, very end. So when we're talking about structural health, we talk about our feet and bone support. The feet and bone support is designed for help the integrity of tendons, ligaments, bones, the hoof. And whether it's an excess or deficiency, it has the appropriate herbs in there to cater to their needs. So that way we can enjoy these amazing, God's best creature that he ever created, and you know, enjoy them because we put a lot of energy, a lot of emotion, and a lot of financial resources into them. So if you ever have a structural issue, you always think of the feet and bone support. Was that a good intro? I felt like I rambled there a little bit.
That was a great intro.
I'm passionate about this. I mean, horses are the best, honestly. They truly are. Like there's not a better creature on there. Like we talk about this all the time. They can paw us in the ground or kick us across the corral. They have no reason to let us on their backs, but yet they put up with so much of our incompetence and let us climb on them every single day. And so that's why I'm so empathetic towards the horse. And you know, when we're looking at like different issues, you know, like when we're looking at the feet and bone support, I mean, practical reasons to use that, you know, quarter cracks, thin soles, deep digital flexor issues, navicular, ring bone, kissing spine. It's like the name is feet and bone support, but I mean, it does way more than that. It's the structural system. So it doesn't matter where they are. The herbs are going to be in there to help appropriately. And then like when we're talking about a lot of those issues, so like when we're talking about an excess, so we're talking about like a bone spur, for instance, like the feet and bone support is going to help break that down. But then what do we do with that broken down bone after it's been broken down? That's turning into arthritis in the body. That's an impurity. So that's causing range of motion issues. That's causing inflammation. So we need to make sure we do something for that too. So a lot of times we'll like mix and match these combinations together to help that horse out the best as we can. And so like in that bone spur or ring bone, excess of calcium situation, we'll incorporate our 37 kidney support along with that, because the kidney's job is to get all those impurities out of the body through the urinary system. And when we do that, then we can have greater range of motion, we can have less inflammation. And so it kind of goes hand in hand. So that's, again, our vision is always look at the big picture. The whole body's connected to the whole body, and it takes that variety to make them whole and heal.
We do have a question from Sherry. She's going to kick us off here. She says, I have a big horse with thin soles. What can I do for him? What should I give him? She said that he's 1,200 to 1,300 pounds and over 16 hands.
Oh my gosh, he sounds like an amazing horse, Sherry. So the feet and bone support's exactly that. So there's specific herbs in there. So like we've been told our whole lives, like let's do biotin, let's do, you know, different things like that. Like we're like so concentrated on a particular mineral to help these horses out. But the great thing about herbs is you take one single herb and it has about 8 to 12 different vitamins and minerals in it. It's in the easiest assimilated form, so the cell can use it as food. And then you mix 12 different herbs together, and so then you have a bunch of different vitamins and minerals. So it's not just biotin, it's the whole thing. And so that's what the feet and bone support does. So the feet and bone support would be the exact combination I'd be suggesting to you. It's going to increase circulation to those extremities, allowing for more sole growth to happen there. There can be specific herbs in there that are going to help with any pain or inflammation that he might be causing, like some of the bruising and stuff that your big boy might be having. And then also, Sherry, there are some great herbs in there just for the integrity and hardness of that hoof. And man, God created it all for us. We just got to give it back to him.
Lisa asked, is there a preventative to give for ring bone or navicular, etc.?
Oh man, great question. So, I mean, you know, there's a saying that we have here that don't let your diagnosis steal your hope. You know, sometimes we get that diagnosis, hey, my horse has navicular, and like, what do I do? I'm going to have to be doing all this customization for him. But the truth is that again, the body wants to heal itself. So, like in the case for bone spurs and navicular both, that's when I'd be matching up that 12 feet in bone support with the 37 kidney support. So and that's the great thing about herbs, and there's certain herbs that are in the feet and bone support called adaptogens, meaning that the body utilizes them the way that they need to. And so, so in the instance of a ring bone or navicular, it could be an excess, and so the feet and bone support is going to help break that down. And then it's the kidney's job to evacuate that out of the body to the urinary system, so the problem's out of the way. And so so that's what I do as a treatment. So as a preventative, something that we suggest to do is the 37 kidney support. So that seems like what does the kidneys have to do with that? So that's that bone metabolism. So like when we're getting excesses on there, we should be getting all that evacuated out of the body. So naturally occurring, Mother Nature already did this for us, but again, by limiting the vegetation from these horses, they don't get the opportunity to have this as much as they can. So think about it like this. Like in the spring of the year, you can't lead a horse past a dandelion without them trying to reach down and eat it. So what's a dandelion do? It is the best liver purifier. It's the best kidney purifier. It's the best blood purifier that God has created. And we decided that a dandelion was a weed. And so we said, let's get the dandelions out of there because they're a weed. So we're going to not only take away the very vegetation that can help the horse, then we're going to subject that horse to an herbicide that's going to taint that horse as well. So what is a weed really? It's a plant out of place. These weeds, these plants out of place, have a purpose. So, and then we think about the fall. We think about burdock. We think about milk thistle. These are weeds that we hate because the burdock gets caught in our horse's forelock and their tail, causing problems. And again, blood purifier, kidney purifier, liver purifier. So what we suggest to do as a preventative, so we can not have to worry about ring bone and navicular like you're worried about, is use our kidney support, our 37 kidney support in the spring for 60 days and also in the fall for 60 days to get all those impurities out and detoxify, that natural detoxification process. So some people really feel like detox is this fad. You know, it's the way it's been from the beginning, and all we're focusing on for most of our horses is like, what can we do to build them up? What we got to really focus on is getting that bad stuff out of the body so the good stuff we are giving them can go to work, and the 37 kidney support will do a great job of that. And that's going to help mimic the natural grazing patterns and the natural needs of that horse, because stages of life change, seasons change. So right now in the spring, I'm eating, or in the summertime, I'm eating watermelon. You know, our peach tree's ripe, our plum tree's ripe. I'm eating all these fresh fruits and vegetables. I'm not doing that in December. You know, I'm eating more hearty meals. And so we got to think, we can't feed second cutting hay to our horse 365 days a year. We have to be feeding for the season they're in and the stage of life that they're in. And the kidney support will be a great step in doing that to help prevent so many things, but especially things like ring bone and navicular.
Okay. Hannah had asked if this is safe to feed with other supplements.
Absolutely. You know, so these are plants, right? And we've been in business for 22 years. We're an NASC member, National Animal Supplement Council. So we have that quality seal. And with that seal, we have high expectations and tracking systems where if there was ever an adverse event, we track it. We've never had an adverse event mixing with our product with any other supplements or any other kind of medications on the market. Totally safe.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that means, but.
Donald said hello from Wyoming. Is it typical for older horses to start tripping more?
Well,
Sure.
that's a great question, Donald. And we have a new employee here from Wyoming, so she is in love with you already. She's a very loyal Wyoming person, and we're out of Idaho, so we're neighbors. So thanks for being on here, Donald. So what's tripping mean? So it can if there's a deficiency or an excess in the body. I mean, that's what it comes down to, right? So if there's an excess, like you think about that horse that, going back to the kidney thought, is if they have sore kidneys and they can't pick up and drive that hind foot up underneath themselves because it's causing discomfort. The kidneys are the only organ that aren't protected by the structural system. The bars of the saddle sit right there. And what we're asking that horse to do is get up underneath itself when they take a step. And so that can cause some tripping. So again, kidneys will help out with that. Trimming, make sure your angle's right. If you have too long of a toe, underrun heel, something like that, that can be that. If we do have arthritis in the joints or a bone spur or a ring bone or something like that, that could all contribute to tripping. So would I say that it is normal? I wouldn't expect any horse to be like that. But these are these preventative measures that we need to be doing to ward that off. So not knowing anything more about your situation, Donald, I would look at the 12 feet in bone and the 37 kidney support. They'll cover so much things in the structural area. I mean, there could be neurological and other things going on too. So maybe having a vet or giving us Valley Vet a call to inquire a little bit more about that to make sure we fit your horse's needs. But this could be the answer. Absolutely.
Okay, this is from Gabrielle, and she says, currently battling founder with an insulin-resistant and hypothyroid mare. All suggestions are welcome. No grass-fed balancer.
Awesome, Gabrielle. I'm sorry to hear that your horse is in that situation. We had a horse at our house that foundered last year, and so I can definitely empathize for you. But the thing is that the body wants to heal itself, and so it's very possible that quality of life can come back to your horse. So in a founder situation, we believe that it comes from 3 different areas. Kidneys, where that horse got out and got in the grain barrel or the haystack and ate a lot of feed and a lot of rich feed and overwhelmed with impurities, and that filtering system wasn't able to flush those out properly. And if that was the case, the kidneys would be involved there. Founder can also be caused, in what it sounds like your situation, thyroid or a metabolic issue or insulin resistant issue. So the great thing about Silver Lining, we have 40 different combinations in our equine line, and we can customize these to be exactly what the individual needs. So Gabrielle, in your situation, what I would be doing is our 23 laminate support. This is specific to the soft tissue of your horse's feet. So with laminitis, that soft tissue, that laminate inflames. And as that gets inflamed, it detaches from that hoof wall. So that little Velcro that's keeping that soft tissue connected to your hoof wall, when it gets inflamed, it starts to separate. Then when it starts to separate, that deep digital flexor tendon that's connected to the bottom of your horse's coffin bone starts to get pulled down. And that's that rotation that they talk about. So the number 23 laminate support does a great job to help with that inflammation, help that stay connected to the hoof wall. And then to get to the root of the problem, because the laminitis is just the symptom of the root of the problem. The root of the problem is the hyperthyroid insulin resistant issue. And Valley Vet carries our product called 26 thyroid support. And this combination is specific for hyper or hypothyroid. Again, it has those adaptogens in there. So whether it's an excess, or if it's too fast of a thyroid, or if it's too slow of a thyroid, this product will be the proper product for your horse. So Gabrielle, again, what I'd be using in your situation is a 23 laminate and a 26 thyroid support, and you can get both of those through valleyvet.com.
All right. Carrie had a question. She said, I have a horse with club foot and has hoof issues. Will this help?
100%. Again, the body wants to heal itself. It just has to have the right tools to do it. So club feet, that's something that we definitely have to keep up on the trimming. So having a good, competent farrier that can help you out there. I really like barefoot trimming. I mean, there's a place for shoes. Absolutely. We're barrel horses and rope horses and junior rodeo at my house. So we have performance horses, but that hoof needs to be on the ground, and we need to try to widen that hoof out. So that's a huge component of it. But the feet and bone support, again, getting more circulation in that foot so that way it can have better integrity. That would be great. And then getting all the bad stuff out. That 37 kidney support is a great tool for you too. So what I would be doing is the 12 feet and bone and the 37 kidney support that we have to offer.
Okay. Carla is asking if this will help with Cushing's.
So we have a specific combination for Cushing's. It's our 28 pituitary support. So at the root of Cushing's, it's a pituitary gland that's deficient. So the pituitary gland is kind of what they call the master gland, the orchestrator of the body. It's responsible for so much. Its job is to release certain hormone responses at certain times. It's what tells your body to grow hair, what tells your horse's body to shed hair, for mammary production, for sweating, all these kind of things. And so when we have a horse with Cushing's, it just means that pituitary gland needs a little love, a little extra care. And again, going back to the concentrated diets, lack of variety in the diet, over the years, that's why you see the senior horses come up with a lot more Cushing issues later in life. And so 28 pituitary support is definitely what I'd be using in your situation.
How long do you have to feed these products before you see results?
Yeah, so the length of time, it's kind of like I always look at this, is like how far did we walk into the woods is how far we got to walk out of the woods. Like we believe in hard work. I mean, we believe in, taking care of ourselves every single day. That horse with navicular didn't happen overnight. It happened over years. That horse with Cushing's, he's 25 years old or however old he is right now. And so it's not going to be overnight to get that out. So there's a holistic rule of thumb that says for every year they've had it, it'll take a month to reverse it and a minimum of 3 months. And so if say we had that horse that has navicular and he's had it, we got diagnosed a year ago, but he's actually been getting it for 4 years or something like that. You're probably looking at that 4-month window to see some really good results and be in a good situation. And then it's at that point, what kind of maintenance do we need to do on that horse? Like it's not a fix it and forget it type of situation. Like I can't eat one apple today and be healthy for the rest of my life. Like I got to keep having an apple from time to time. I keep having to have a healthy lifestyle on a consistent basis. So what we'll do, like say like that navicular horse, we're going to do the 12 feet and bone support and the 37 kidney support for a 4-month window. We're going to reanalyze and see how that horse is doing. If that horse is 100%, we say he's 100% sound, he's in a really good position right now, then we're going to look at like our 10 maintenance, our hemp seed coconut oil that we have to offer to maintain health. Now, if his gas tank runs dry, that deficiency comes back, we need to approach that again. That might be a year from now. That might be 10 years from now. I don't know what that is. But, so it's just trying to give them what they need, when they need it, in the stage of life they're in the season they're in. And but the good holistic rule of thumb, 1 month for every year they've had it, a minimum of 3 months.
Okay, here's another question for you. What about white line disease? We've been fighting it since spring. I think we are winning, but I still worry.
I'm glad you're winning. So when we look at white line disease, like what's going on? Okay, so we have an infection of the white line disease in the structural hoof of the horse. So as looking at the health of the hoof, the 12 feet and bone supports the best thing to do there. That's going to help that integrity, any separation that's happened with that white line. And we look at the root of the cause, the infection going on, then we got to do something with that. And there's absolutely herbs in there that are antiviral, antifungal, antibacterial herbs. And so the combination that's best for an infection is our number 25 INFX. So they don't let us say infection fighter like we used to say it anymore. So we have to abbreviate that. But that's our 25 INFX. Any kind of viral, bacterial, or fungal infection, I would use that. And in your situation, I team that up with the feet and bone support. So 12 feet and bone and 25 INFX is what I'd use for white line.
All right, Susie asked, what's best for a mare with high liver enzymes?
Yeah, going back to trying to give these horses more dandelion in the spring and more burdock in the fall, those are great liver tonics, and unfortunately our horses don't get those. And then on top of that, they get subjected to, even we're trying to be as wholesome as we can. I mean, I'm very natural with my horses, very holistic with my horses, but I can't stop the crop duster from doing the field next to us and all these kind of things. So all these different things can tax on the body and cause things like high liver enzymes. So our solution to that is a combination we have called 27 liver support. So the liver's job is to filter everything that goes in or on the body. It's responsible for the allergen reactions, the histamine production, and when we have something like high liver enzymes, we need to nourish that liver, we need to purge that liver. So there's specific herbs that are in that combination to do exactly that. So the 27 liver support, I'd suggest it for 60 days. It's a 60-day supply. The 1 pound packet is how it comes in, and a tablespoon a day as you're giving it to your horse. I put mine in my whole oats. I add a little bit of our hemp seed coconut oil to it to help the herbs stick to the oats, and then I give it to it that way. At the end of that 60 days, I reassess my horse, see how they're doing. If they're in a good spot, I go with that 10 maintenance for long-term health.
Okay, this is from Judy. What would you use for a horse with summer allergies or breathing issues?
Yeah, I mean, this is a liver thing too. So again, at the root of allergies, it's the liver, because the liver has to filter everything that goes in or on the body, responsible for that allergen reaction, that histamine production. A lot of the symptoms of a congested liver show up in the respiratory system. And so, so to get the root of it, I would look at our 27 liver support. If the respiratory issues are bad enough where we need to address that, we have a specific respiratory blend called 22 respiratory support. So, so go to the root of the cause, liver support, help with the symptoms going on. That would be the 22 respiratory support.
What do the numbers on your supplements signify?
Yeah, so that's kind of like all from the foundation of where we came from. So Mickey's dad, the founder of Silver Lining, he had always a notebook in his front pocket. And I think you can probably visualize, this grandfather figure in your life that had this pen and this book in his pocket. And whenever he would come up with a combination, he'd write, 1 was bull mix, 2 was this calf mix, or whatever it was. And so his dad actually created the formula for number 10 maintenance. And that's our whole horse daily maintenance. And so Mickey just wanted to honor his dad and keep that tradition alive. And so we've associated a number with each one of these products. And now it's been really, really helpful, because from time to time we are required by regulation to have a tweak to a name or something like that. We used to call our 12 feet and bone support feet relief, but the FDA says we can't make a claim to relieve feet, so we have to call it feet and bone support. But we've always kept the number 12 the same. And so it's just been a tradition to honor Mickey's father. And I mean, the owners of Silver Lining are so gracious and so loyal to their roots and truly our family. So it's been cool to continue to honor that.
All right. No more questions there? Nope. All right, well, that's about it for questions, unless some more roll in. Chance, did you have anything else to add?
I just appreciate Valley Vet. Valley Vet is just doing a great service for the ag industry, for the horse industry. I mean, allowing people to have quality products and a variety of it. Like when you look at holistic health, I mean, we're not the most popular people in the world, and for you guys to back us, because we're going against the grain, right? I mean, the society as a whole, they want to push certain things on us and certain ideas on us, and we're kind of going against the grain a lot of times. So for Valley Vet to stand up and give people an option, and that's really what we want. Give people an option and let people know that there's two sides to every stance and that there's options. You don't have to, again, you don't have to get sick and die. There's an option other than that. And through true health, taking care of yourself on a consistent daily basis, and in the season you're in and the stage of life that you're in, health can happen. And a variety of education is the way to do that. And we're here to help you in that cause and have a healthier and happier horse.
Okay, we had a few more come in here.
This one is there anything I can put on his feet so I can run barrels? He is sore.
Yeah, so the question is like, what is going on with your horse's feet? Is it thin soles? Is it some trimming issues that need to be resolved? I mean, just generally, answer to your question would be the 12 feet and bone support. That's going to help the integrity of the hoof, of the hoof structure. And my wife runs her horses barefoot as much as she can. I think that's a great way to do it. And so I think that would be wonderful, the 12 feet and bone support for you.
Summarize stuff.
I think Gabrielle asked about COPD, Mayor. So Gabrielle with the COPD,
Yep.
so that comes back to the respiratory system with our 22 respiratory support. And again, we're looking at all aspects of respiratory health with this. So we have herbs in there that are called mucilagens that are allowing things to move through. So I'm out here in Idaho right now, lots of smoke going on, lots of dust. Hasn't rained forever, it seems like, out here. So we got to have herbs in there to allow things to move through the system easier. Those are the mucilagens. We also have herbs in there to help reduce inflammation. We also have herbs in there to help clear the lungs and have better oxygen absorption and bronchial dilators in there. So that's going to be a huge benefit for your horse with COPD. And then with that, the immune system's compromised. And so we need to make sure that immune system's enhanced and supported. We have a specific combination called 24 immune support to do that. So Gabrielle, what I would do for you, what I would do in your situation to help your horse the best is our 22 respiratory support and our 24 immune support.
Hannah had kind of asked if there was a way that they could get help to develop an herbal regimen if needed.
Yeah, absolutely. So we pride ourselves in customer service here. And just like you expect from Valley Vet, we can do the same and give us a call and we can have a consultation with you. And then you can head on over to Valley Vet to purchase that product. Our phone number here is 866-543-6956. And either myself or one of our other team members can visit with you and we can consult to make sure that we get the right product with the right issue so you can have that health again. So that's what we live for. That's where we wake up in the morning, is to better the quality of life for God's greatest creature.
Amelia asked, do you have a product that helps with swelling and inflammation in the legs, such as horses that stock up or are metabolic?
Absolutely. So when you have a horse that's stock up, that's water retention. That's an excess of fluid in the body. What organ is responsible for getting excess fluid out of the body? That's the kidneys. So whenever you see a horse that stocks up, has water retention, that's a sign that the horses need kidney support. Now you'll take that horse to the veterinarian and they'll say there's nothing wrong with his kidneys. These aren't things that are going to show up in a blood test, but these are the little communication tips that I was talking about. Like this is horse care, right? Like picking up on these things, and then we got to dive into the why. And so why does my horse stock up? Because his kidneys aren't evacuating that water retention properly. Why are my horses, kidneys not functioning like they can? Because they're not getting enough dandelion in the spring and they're not getting enough milk thistle and burdock in the fall. So it's up to us to give these horses what they need in the stage of life they're in the season they're in. And so if that's happening to me, what I would do, Amelia, is our 37 kidney support for 60 days. I'd reassess that at the end of that 60 days, see where you're at, then look at our 10 maintenance for overall health. And then every spring and every fall, use that 37 kidney support to get those impurities and get that water retention and that detoxification process to work naturally. If the only thing that you guys would do that you get from me today is help your horse's kidneys, help your horse's liver, spring and fall for 60 days, you'd have so much benefit from it. You'd have so much healthier horses because, again, with these concentrated diets if we're giving them just alfalfa, or if we're giving them just Timothy, I mean, that's not enough. You know, I've been told that a horse should eat around 250 plants throughout the year. Most of our horses are eating 6, so we gotta get that stuff out of the body, bad stuff out of the body, and give them a variety of good stuff so we can have a better quality of life.
Carrie wanted to know the best product to help grow heel.
Yeah, 12 feet and bone support is your product, Carrie, and then good trimming along with that. There's other things that can associate with that, but generally speaking, the 12 feet and bone support. And again, the kidney's job is to get all those impurities out of the body. So if that cell is full and constricted full of impurities, and we're giving them all this good stuff to try to grow heel or better health, overall well-being, if that cell is full and it can't get any more stuff in there, it's not going to utilize it as well. So it's so important, first and foremost, to get the bad stuff out of the body. So use the 60-day supply of 37 kidney support, and along with that 12 feet and bone support, then we'll get the bad stuff out of the way. The cell can start receiving that good stuff, and the body can start healing itself. So 12 feet and bone, 37 kidney support would be a great thing for your horse to grow some heel.
Can these be given with pregnant mares?
Yeah, absolutely. There's certain herbs that I would not give a pregnant mare, but majority of our line can. There's the ones that I steer away from are hormone products, because I don't like to be messing with the mare's hormones. But lots of customers will be giving their mares our 10 maintenance and our hemp seed coconut oil throughout pregnancy, just for overall well-being. I mean, what a miracle it is to create a foal. That's a lot of energy. And so if we can have herbs in there to benefit that, and again, more variety in there, so we have better foal development and a healthier mare, healthier foal, better milk production, stronger immune system, absolutely, I'd encourage you to do that.
This is from Tammy. She said she's having issues with her geldings, swelling. He has been checked for beans and worms, goes down some, but then swells again. What could help?
Yeah, so these horses that have swollen sheaths and dirty sheaths, chronically especially, that's a kidney thing. So the kidney job, again, to get all those impurities out of the body, get that fluid retention out. And so I would recommend the 37 kidney support for 60 days consecutively, reassess, see how your horse is doing. Then again, spring and fall, 60 days, that'll be a great help for you. Especially like other signs you'll see is like thick urine, infrequent urination, horses that don't drop, anything that's out of irregularity. And also, like, the thing that's so important to do, like, the first question, if you call me and ask me about a horse issue, one of the first questions I want to ask you is, how's your horse's urine and manure? I mean, that's gonna tell us such a big picture, and most people don't pay attention to those kind of. They might pay attention to manure, but they're probably not paying attention to urination. So make sure you pay attention to that. And just because it's normal for your horse, or somebody to say, well, he's been doing that forever. Well, he's had a problem forever. Is it normal? So we should see nice, moist apples that kind of like break apart a little bit when they hit the ground. They shouldn't be too runny or too dry. They shouldn't have too long of fibers in there. They need to be in good shape. And then urination, it needs to have a slight tint of yellow to it. It shouldn't leave a cloudy, foamy puddle on the ground. It shouldn't be infrequent. It shouldn't be spraying on the gelding's belly as he's urinating. All those different signs are communication tips to you that horse is saying, hey, let's inquire about this further, and you can inquire with us, and we'd be glad to communicate with you and consult with you to make sure we get the right product for the right issue, so we have a better quality of life.
All right. I think that's everything in our questions list. We want to remind everybody, again, at the end of the month, when the catalog drops, we're going to have 10% off all silver lining herbs. So that's a great time to take advantage and try some of those out. Chance, we want to thank you so much for joining us and answering all these questions for us. We really appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you guys again. I mean, Valley Vet is an amazing company, amazing employees. We've appreciated every, as a customer growing up, I love Valley Vet and doing business with you as well. It's been amazing. And thank you for doing this for people. I mean, that's what we're here. We're out here to improve the well-being of horses, dogs, and people. And the way you do that through information. So kudos to you guys. Appreciate you.
All right.
Before we hop off of here, I want to remind everybody that our fabulous fall giveaway is going on. So hop on over and get entered for that because it ends October 1st.
All right. And with that, we're going to sign off. Thanks again, Chance. We really appreciate it. And thanks everybody for watching.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.